Hello, everyone, and welcome to another horror review. I don't know what's happened with this stream. For some reason, I thought I was going to come online at 9:30 in the morning. Problem not using grown-up clocks. 24-hour clock. This is at 9:30 in the morning, in the evening, switching. Anyway, I'm here. Sorry if you were up super early waiting for this, but we shall continue. Right, found this one. Bit of a, what do you call it? Sorry, I'm a bit confuddled because I'm looking at this going, why is it saying it's ready to go? And it's doing weird stuff. So apologies for that. That's just, yeah, it's not good. Sorry, my bad. Unprofessionalism. Yeah, it's just a wee random one. Came across it and I'm like, yeah, let's give us a go. And it's by Full Moon Studios, the same people that make Puppet Master and quite a few others. You can tell, Full Moon Studios have this thing about putting cute music over horror movies. It's weird and jarring, and it kind of, I don't know, I think it throws you off a bit. But it works with this sort of genre anyway. So we'll have a group of folks, as you do. Hey man, thanks. Did you see this scheduled for 9:30 in the morning, and then acting as if it hadn't come on? Because when it went on, it was doing weird stuff. I'm like, sorry, I'm gonna fixate on this through the whole stream because I'm usually very careful and check stuff. But in my defense, I've been shedding a whole bunch of stuff. If you check out the channel, we have interviews with deep dive into Dracula, like a whole span of the film history of the Count. And we've got the talk spot coming up. We've got more Clive Barker. It's just it's locked it on. So I might have made a wee fluff up, try to do a normal movie review. So apologies for that. Again, and I'm probably going to apologize 10 times more because you know me, I have a wee bit of OCD when it comes to stuff like this. I like to be organized. People hate working with me, by the way, because I'm like that. I like stuff all organized, and was it Facebook was sending this thing. I don't know what's happened. It's on this platform. I was doing it hopefully on the other, on the StreamYard, the central platform you use. Hopefully on Twitch, Facebook. Facebook was showing 9:30 a.m., so maybe it was Facebook doing a weird thing. But if take it you're on YouTube at the moment because of the logo, so YouTube is showing okay, and yeah, you have to manually. This is what annoys me about Twitch. You have to physically go in and manually set the time for streams. So if you schedule a stream via this, it doesn't show up, so nobody knows unless you actually just pop on. Not the worst, not the worst platform in the world. It's been out there. I think we've got a few folks watching, but I'm not enthused about diving into it. I just I don't know. It's a strange one. The tools aren't as user friendly as, even though I was just doing straight to YouTube. I suppose they've been doing it longer. I suppose, but yeah, and same as Facebook. Facebook's a bit of an odd one. For I think what it is, back in the day, one platform did it the best. Did one thing really well, and then the others jumped in the bandwagon, and then when they did really well, jumped, and then everything's just become, as usual, a homogenous mess of every platform trying to be everything. Same as every company trying to be everything. Nobody specializes anymore and says, this is what we do. We do it really well. We offer you the best service / product. It's all like, yeah, come to us because we're the cool kids. And then everyone's doing the same thing. So there's really not much of a difference between them all. But important thing is, you guys out there, whatever you prefer, we'll try and be here. And I'll try and get some interesting guests on, so you're not just looking at my ugly mug all the time. That's basically for you. But back to this cheesy movie, we've got Eileen and Woody. They're the sort of two main characters. film. In fact, not really. The characters kind of switch about who becomes the main character. I'll say this about the movie: it's evenly spaced, so you haven't got your typical cannon fodder, and then final girl sort of thing. It's a bit more twisted than that, but everyone has a shot, and it's interesting. Yeah, I like this one. I have to admit, it's cheesy, it's hammy, it's 1979. What the hell can you expect? There is yeah. God, the problem is they're so thick. Here's the thing. I don't want horror to become Hollywood. We'll see what happens. Like we're going to talk about this on Sunday, by the way, because there's friggin' prequel, remake, rehash, reboot, friggin' gurgitation galore because they've run out of everything else to burn down. Now they're starting to take the horror classics. I don't want that shit coming into this genre. There's rumblings of. I mean, there's a few Muppets come in and they do all the virtue signaling and stuff and all, and thankfully, apart from a small minority, it falls in deaf ears and everyone just cracks on. If that changed, I wouldn't be in this genre, to be honest. If I didn't meet and talk to enough people who are decent and just want to enjoy this, they don't want to change it up, make it for a modern audience because there's more than enough interpretations to cover that, and we all know what we enjoy, and it's just most of it. If you're new to horror, yeah, you get the scares, you get the jump scares, but when you've been here, you just want the goofy fun, or you just want a good story told with a bit of an edge to it. And you can't do that if you're preaching because it just falls flat. And there's some great horror movies that involve preachers and actual preaching, or cults, etc., etc. And that's part of the genre. You know what I mean? It's part of this is when things go too far. This is when things go wrong, and it's cool. But like this is it's pretty inoffensive. It's got a dark edge to it, but it's not a gore fest. And we are teased but denied boobies. So I don't know whether to take a point off that, or it's just the times it wasn't ready for that. But no, there's loads of 70s movies that are fucking foot on, but yeah, that's God's sake, I'm struggling tonight. I've been completely thrown off kilter when I've come on and started this, and I've just this is how easy I get thrown off my stride with stuff. It just takes a few things to go wrong, and that's me just freaking trying to recover. Not good at that. But as the title says, tourist trap. What we'll have, these people, they're out for a road trip. And we'll see one guy, Woody, he's rolling a tire down the road. And then we'll cut back to the car. And we'll see his girlfriend, Eileen. And here's why I liked her character straight away, because she could have just been sitting playing the victim, and, oh, what was me? Nope, she's making the most of it. So what she's done, she's put up like a lean-to, so she's got the canvas out the side of the car, 10 poles. She put out did she put out a blanket? Possibly, but she's just there, relaxing, radio on, chilling out, waiting for Woody to do his thing. And I'm just like, you'll do me. You're the sort of person that's cool. You don't whine and complain. You're like, okay, right, I'm stuck in the car. What do? I make the most of it. I like that sort of ingenuity. Simple, but it speaks. This is where movies can tell you something about a character with just a quick scene. You're like, this isn't a victim. This is someone who's pragmatic and has a positive attitude. And I like that about people, so straight away I'm liking Eileen's character. And that's fine. It could have just started off like that, but then we'll see this other, like, it's not an army jeep. It's like the 70s version of a civilian Humvee. Like it's an army style jeep, but it's not. For the wannabes and the Walters that never served a day in their life and they want to play roughy toughy soldier type thing, the off road vehicle. But this car comes up and it's got three more folks in it whose names I cannot remember. And to be honest, I wasn't really bothered. It's not one of these movies where you care about the characters and their names and stuff. Yeah, Tina, Eileen, Becky, there's a few of them, but it doesn't matter because they're not really, they're just plot devices at the end of the day. Like I said, I like that because you set her up straight away to see what type of character is. We've got the party girls and we've got the dowdy one. So straight away, the dowdy one's possibly going to be the final girl. It's very formulaic in that respect. So your brain just starts going, oh, here we go, we're on for a ride, and you're going for it. It doesn't take long though. Woody ends up in a petrol station, which is bloody abandoned. But he opens it up and goes inside, and it's a bar. So it's weird. That must be an American thing. You have the petrol station that happens to be a bar, so you can go and park up, fill up your vehicle, drink, drive, get full, get in, and go and cause carnage. It's just weird setup. But it was definitely looked like a bar. It could have been a diner, but I doubt that. No, it was definitely no. There was a bar. There's pumps, so it was a bar. So Woody arrives at this place, and he's calling around looking for folks. Anybody here? Blah blah blah, and then just all carnage breaks loose. We'll have doors shutting and locking and doing stuff, and there's mannequins and popping out of doorways and stuff, and yeah, it all happens very quickly, and then he's basically gone, done. What was funny, when the friends arrive, Eileen tells them about what happened. She jumps in her car. What I don't understand is why they didn't trace. They knew what way he was going, but for some reason they end up taking a completely different path, and this is where they end up at. Something Oasis was called, Lost Oasis. Yeah. And this is where the title catchphrase of the movie. Oh, yeah, you know what these tourist traps are like? The promise the world and they're grim, blah, blah, blah. Fair enough. How they managed to miss that bit, because they would have passed the petrol station if they're traveling the same route. And I can't for the life of me imagine why they travel the same route, see the sign, and think, I know, we'll go on this diversion and not follow where he's heading. Because you'd think they would have talked. You think he would have said, yeah, right, okay, I'm going to travel along this road for blah, 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 blah. If I don't see anything, I'll turn around and come back. Or, maybe it's just me overthinking as usual. But yeah, they end up going to Lost Oasis, not knowing where he's gone. But the sea is Tower on the way in. It's on the side of the road, so he rolled it into the petrol station. So how's Tower ended up on the side of the road as a warning if the killers, I was just that wee bit. I had a wee bit of a fluff at that bit. But apart from that, that's the only real bit where I'm sort of scratching my head going, that makes no sense. Because everything else just goes along. You just go along the ride and it's all cool. So we meet they go into the Oasis, they see it's all abandoned, nothing to get, and their car dies. Who's the other bloke's name? Is it Jerry? Jerry's the other bloke. So, two blokes, four girls, three girls. Three girls, yeah. I think that's what, yeah. God, it was a bit. They're all grouped together and then they're splitting apart. Yeah, three of them. Yeah. God, I'm forgetting because I should remember actually because the non-baby scene's coming up. The car dies. Jerry tries to fix it, and then the girls go walking about and like, come look at this, and they see the lake and the pool, and like, let's go swimming, because and then you get the whole, I don't have a costume. We don't need costumes. Like, here we go, and then the do tasteful nudity under the water, and you're like, okay, that's the way we're doing. But the reason being because we're getting introduced to Slauson. He just appears. Dungarees, what do you call them? Hats, not a Stetson, but the summer hat type thing, shotgun over his shoulder, and he just, hello, young lady, just staring up that creepily. Like, he's the bad guy. Just oozing it off him, staring that wee bit too long, and scaring the crap out of him because, like, looks like a redneck coming out of the woods with a shotgun. Like, we're alone in the woods together. Ha ha ha. Nothing happens. He explains, there's nobody around these parts when they built the motorway because it goes away from the camp. Camp shut down. And then he advises the girls that make sure they're out of the water before dark because that's when the water moccasins come. All that good stuff. And then he toddles off. And then, that's it. That's pretty much the end of that scene. The girls get changed and they're walking back up. If nothing, they're all cool about it. Despite one would have been like terrified or something. That was, it's a horror movie. It's a 70s, just beginning the 80s gorgeousness. You know what I mean? It was still got that 70s vibe about it. Then we'll cut back that Jerry's he's no idea what the hell's going on with the car. But like if I looked at a car, I'm like, yep, that's a car. Yep, I believe that bit's the engine. And that's about it. No, in fairness, I know the oil and the levels and stuff. I can do that. I can change the spark plug. I can change the tire. What else can I do? Windscreen wipers, I can change those. Can fill it up. Can drive it. I think that's it. I think I'm pushing my luck. Anything more than that, and I'm be one of them. If I was ever to try and be a mechanic, I'd be one of them mechanics that leave more bits after I've tried to fix things than what I fixed. And I think Jerry's pretty much the same, so a bit of sympathy for him. But Slauson might appear there and instructs like, "Oh, you folks seem to be having a bit of trouble. Why don't you come on up the blah 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 the house, and I'll see if I can get my toolkit." Well, it seems I'm off, but just the way, when the other character magically appears and happens to be the main character, like, okie dokie. Goes up and he lives in the museum, but it's like a museum, waxwork museum or something. It's built all different characters. It's all very quaint, but cobwebs everywhere. Because it wouldn't be old, even though he lives in it, has to be old abandoned with cobwebs. Because them is the rules of horror. Them are the rules. You just gotta go with it. And that's where he just immediately don't know if it's a horror thing or your typical American oversharing, like only meeting somebody and just telling your entire life story. I remember first encounter that's like, whoa, calm yourself there. But he starts straight away about how his wife died and blah blah blah, and he's so lonely and this, and nobody talks to him anymore, and blah 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 blah. I'm like, holy shit! Just my British brain starts shutting down at that, even at a TV screen. That's why I knew he's a villain, because I'm like, yeah, you don't get on like that. That's uncouth. It's weird when Americans do that. You've met somebody for like 5 minutes and just start offloading on you. You're like, excuse me, sir, madam, I'm British. You don't do that sort of thing. Thank you very much. Same as social media. When somebody does that on social media, I'm just like, oh my god, I can't do this. The number of people I unfollow or unfriend on various platforms because it's just immediately start giving all their life story. I'm like, nah, don't do that. don't know you. When I get to know you a bit, or as a friendship, yeah, we can gradually over a 20-year period get to that point. And I mean, like year 19, we might talk about some personal stuff, but not like 5 minutes. That's freaky as hell. That probably a bit scared me the most in this movie, to be honest. Is somebody just the thought of being trapped and isolated and somebody oversharing with me. I'm like, oh no. Yeah, he was on all this, and go on, gets a wee bit of a he goes with Jerry then to fix the car, and it's getting late. So of course, typical horror movie. Well, sorry, wrong. We've already had a kill, broad daylight. So props to that. But of course, it gets dark because that's when proper horror movies start, and all the rules of the horror genre get broken. I know. Let's split apart. I'm gonna go off in my own. I'm gonna go and explore the house I'm not meant to. I'm gonna go into the woods in the dark on my own. Everything just got a whole sequence of events of people uh just the girls doing everything wrong. And sure enough, we then meet God, I can't remember his name. He was just known as his brother, Tom or something. But we find out Slauson has a brother who he first said was away doing waxworks for a company in Hollywood. Now it turns out he lives next door in the house next to the museum, because Dawson lives in the museum and the brother apparently now lives in the big house. So you know somebody's waffling a bit because the story's changing every 5 minutes, and that's not giving you like red flags. You know, what. That somebody has a wee bit of a tenuous grip in reality, and you might not want to be there. I don't know what to say to you. You're not going to survive a horror movie. You'll be one of the first to go. But yeah, this happens. It's Eileen goes next. She's the one who goes into the house, and it's the mannequins. There's mannequins everywhere. In the museum, they're done as props, but in the house, they're just everywhere. Just tons of them. And sure enough, they come to life, start moving, giggling, and folks get taken out. And the bit was Tina gets captured. No, she sort of hangs in, goes back to the house or the museum and hangs out there. So she kind of hangs on. Becky gets kidnapped and she's brought down the basement where Jerry's been tied up to the banisters. Then we meet random girl who I have no idea what her name was. I know they said her name, but it doesn't matter because she's only there as a plot device. But he captured her earlier, the brother that is. Slauson keeps disappearing. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink. It's not me, Gov, sort of thing. And I don't know. There's a better one. Right? The actual wax scene is weird. So he has this girl, and this is to demonstrate what he's going to do to them. And she's tied to the bench, and he's got this stuff. It looks like shaving foam. And the guy's wearing a mask himself, and he talks in a weird voice. It's like, I'm going to kill you now. Wahahaha. And he spreads shaving cream over her face, and then she's doing her best to act as if it's doing something. But they're trying to hint that basically he's killing them and making them into the mannequins. That's what it was. We saw it better with Waxworks, to be honest. And there's another movie which is absolutely horror movie. One sec. That be it? Crucible of Terror. I will have to review that. That is when was that? 1971. So there's 8 years. 8 years previous, Crucible of Terror did it better. Which I'm not slagging this movie because, like I said, it's a popcorn flick. You're not gonna change your life watching this movie. It's just one you stick on, have a laugh with, job done, and it does everything it says in the tin, and that's it. But yeah, the scene where she's tied up and he's hinting that you get made into these mannequins by spreading shaving cream over her face. And then she's acting as if she's suffocating, and Boo's like, "No, you won't suffocate. Your heart will explode with terror first." Wah! And you're like, "Mate, you're doing a great job of this. Acting a lunatic. You're just brilliant." I like the guy, who's playing this character. He's hamming it up to 11 and just having fun with it, and can't fault anyone for that. There's nothing worse than getting a wooden performance, and this guy's just knocking it out of the park. And then we cut back to scenes because obviously these two stay in the basement for a while. He goes back to the house I keep saying the house, but he lives in the museum. That's the bit. Nobody lives in the house, but he lives in the museum. And I'm having a bit of trouble twisting my head right now for some reason. And yeah, he gets Molly, the other girl who stayed behind the dowdy one. You know, the horror tropes, the virginal. Like, nobody's having sex in this, by the way. It's not that sort of movie. It's they're a group of, they're partners. They're actually all very respectful. They're not scumbags. Do you know why a lot of slasher movies not have to make out all the characters be like reprobates and scumbags so that you hate them and don't care? These were just normal kids. They weren't up to any mischief. They were just, on a road trip. So you can feel sympathy for them because they've done nothing wrong. And even get into the petrol station, he's only in and he's calling out, asking for help because the door was open. So it's not like they're up to anything nefarious to warrant any of this. So there you go. Oh God. Was anything got killed in the house? It was all done in a weird. Basically, the whole premise is that the brother can psychically control the mannequins, and that was all done really well. So I'm kind of all over the place with review. It's one of them weird movies that you're, it's not like it's jumping all over the place. So you're kind of having to keep up a wee bit just to see what's going on. But yeah, he gets Molly to come outside. I can't remember exactly how it happened because, like I said, it's just going that quickly. And then after this point, the camera changes a bit, so it looks very rushed. But this is one of the reasons as well why things move slowly in horror movies. So here, there's a lot of quick movement, and the camera just can't pick it up. I think that was one of the feelings of the movie. They're doing normal speed movement, and you can just tell that the camera is having real trouble, and you can see the sort of blur and the the graininess. So if you ever wonder why the plod, slow move, camera pan, it's because, especially in the days of film, you had to move at that speed to give the camera a chance to actually pick up on you. It's almost like what do you call that? Taking a series of photographs. It was that slow. And you can see here they were trying to do something different, and it just didn't ruin the movie, but it looks at, and then you realize if you watch movies for a while and know what's happening, you understand. But he gives Molly the shotgun, and it's almost like, I'm going into the basement. I'll be back. I hope my evil twin doesn't turn up. Mwahahaha. It was basically like that. Yeah, he's going to turn the radio on because his brother's attracted to the radio. The amount of shit this guy says, but it's not bad writing. Here's the thing, and that's what you have to understand. It'd be so easy to go with this movie going, oh, that's terrible writing, that's a terrible script. No, this guy's off his tits. This guy's absolutely bonkers, and he doesn't know the truth from reality. So he's actually making it up on the spot, and the script is very clever to pick that up and make him, oh, yes, I have to go in and turn on the radio because my brother, I hope my brother was away, and he just, it's him. By the way, spoilers, Lewiston's the killer, if you haven't figured that out from the first 10 minutes of me starting this review. But that's it when he goes in. Yeah, and then sure enough, the brother comes out the gallery. He walks out one door, the brother comes out the other. Like, one costume change later. She turns around, shoots him, but turns out she's got blanks, but she pops him in the head. But that doesn't make a difference. Oh, she runs to the river, and a snake goes hissy hiss, but nothing happens there, and then she gets knocked out and brought in to the house, which is, instead of going down with the other two, she is put into a bed, and yeah, you have to stay. I'll be so good to you if you do this, or you have to join the others. Basically saying you become a mannequin. You get bumped off and shaving foam gets put on you, and then you magically become an animatron, because that's the way it works. Here, it's the 70s. Who cares? It's fun. You meant to. I think it was easier to suspend disbelief back in those days than now, I think. In fairness, horror movies do have an uphill struggle, so you have to kind of change the focus to get people to go, oh, this is possible. But fair enough. It's all fun. Still enjoyed it. Where it gets crazy is Jerry manages to free himself in the ropes. He frees Eileen. Is it Eileen? Yeah, he frees Eileen. And they get away, but then bump into him. In fact, the hiding pretending to be the mannequins. We see this weird scene where basically Slauson just sits and talks to himself in different voices, and the mannequins move as if they're alive. That was cool because you get a bit of insight into the psychic aspect and stuff, and that's what he just does. He just moves himself because he's just. He catches on, they try to escape, and then the mannequins come to life, and they take care of the two of them. Actually, one of the ones dressed up as a Native American, in traditional garb, and throws up hunting knife at one, which is cool. That's the second time, because another one, it's actually the mannequins do most of the kills in this. I think sometimes you forget you're married, mate. I'd love to be out there for that conversation. What's this about mannequins? Oh, really? That's what you prefer? Well, good luck to you. What is it? Yeah. Then we'll go back to Molly, and he lets her out and brings her to show off all the mannequins, his wife, and then this is where it goes trippy 70s, because she starts to see the mannequins come to life as her friends, and we hear her knocking on the door, and Jerry arrives to save her. And he's going through all emotions and that, and then just because he goes, nope, that's not going to happen. And then he comes over, and you can see the camera, the cut shots where he's like going, oh, I'll take off this arm, oh, I'll take off the head, and it's look, ta-da, it's a mannequin, and that's a bit that just breaks her. That because then she starts seeing them, they come to life as their friends and then go back to being mannequins again, and it just goes a bit 70s, shall we say, for that bit. And then we finish off, she bops him round the head. He falls, then she finds an axe, so she decides to bop him around the head with that, and that kind of ends that story. Until we see Molly driving away in Jerry's car with all the mannequins of them in it, and her just be like, which it couldn't be more 70s if you tried. That's what it is about the 70s era. That sort of trippiness. You just, let's do mad shit and have fun with it. So they've done that. This hasn't quite got into the 80s and it hasn't learned the 80s vibe. So it's a 70s movie through and through. It's got that sort of strangeness to it. Ambiguous killers. It's this is the plot. There isn't really, because I wouldn't say Molly was the final girl because she didn't really get away unscathed, and she's potentially setting up for a sequel, taking over from Slauson. But all in all, I enjoyed it. Like I said, I know I'm nitpicking, but that's what you do if you're reviewing. You go through the details. But I enjoyed this movie. It's just a bit of popcorn fun. It's what you expect from Full Moon. I need to start delving in them a bit more because they are just slockiness. They are Saturday night, have a beer, stick that on, and everyone just giggle. That's essentially what it is. As I said, a couple of talk spots ago, I was reviewing the original Puppet Master, and before I knew it, I'd accidentally watched 5 of them. You're like, whoa, okay, gotta stop. You haven't slept for like 9 hours. That's how just fun and addictive are, and they're daft. They're just pure daftness, but you're not looking for, this isn't intellectual material, these type of movies. They're just fun, and it's good to mix them up with the more serious ones, because that's how things are fresh. But there you go. That's Tourist Trap. I don't know if it's not a more well-known one. Still, it's watchable. You know what I mean? The fact that you can stick it on, still have a laugh with it, does what it says in 10. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed it. If you've watched this, let us know what you think. Did you like it? Did you not? Love to hear your thoughts. And like I said, be sure to check out the channel. Loads of stuff going on in August. I have a few more things to be organised. We're gonna have a topical debate. So I'm getting some horror creators on, and we're going to talk about censorship and horror. So I have a few guys already interested. Get a few more on just to talk about their experiences, of how, as a horror creator, you have to basically work 3 times as hard to get half a success, and you're still up against it because you've got platforms actively banning you because you're horror content. And if they don't ban you outright, if you accidentally miss that, they will shadow ban you, hide you in the algorithms. They know what they're doing, and it's friggin' frustrating. So I wanna broach that subject. I want to actually bring it out in the air because people are actually reluctant to talk about it, probably because of the cancel culture. People are so afraid now of speaking out and misstepping. Where not saying anything different, just want to get a fair shot. Just horror isn't for everybody. Absolutely understand that, but let us at least do our thing and give us the same shot of reaching other horror fans, or maybe bringing a few people who have had a certain perception of the genre on board to not necessarily become a full fan, but at least appreciate part of it and go, well, wasn't as bad as I thought. Yeah, I get why folks like it. That's all I'm really asking for. It's not a crusade or a campaign, but if I just think the topic needs highlight, so please keep an eye out for that one. And as usual, do the typey clicky things. And until next time, keep it creepy, keep it horrific.